This is the INO podcast where we all about healthy debate, honest conversation, and talking bare junk. Information, knowledge, observation. This is the...
I forget. I love it.
That was so... what is it called? Sync. Harmonious?
Yeah. I like
that though. That clean though. This is the INO podcast. INO, information, knowledge, observation. I know nothing. Big up on my like Daniel outside, first of all.
Yeah,
he's a big one.
He's a big one, for sure.
I want big up Kofi on the inside.
Yo.
I want big up.
Actually is Eric Badu right now.
That's true.
You know, Kofi is when he locks up.
Yeah, when he locks up, he vibed his change. He's like, yeah, I have arrived now.
I'm on a higher frequency.
I have arrived now, right.
We're in differently.
Yeah. we got Rome on the inside. Yeah. We have Kofi on the inside. My name is Marcus Myers. And this is the fifth... What?
You know, I'm big himself twice. I actually on it here.
But I saw
don't talk about yourself twice. You not.
I said most for real.
Marcus.
Let's do this again. We have, on one side, we got Eric Badu, also known as Kofi Jones. Big up yourself, Kofi.
Yo.
We got a man like Rum.
Yo. Right.
We got a man like me. And we also got a man like Mosi.
No, we talking.
I thought you were going to say Marcus.
My mind is going to say that. And they hit my break. Let me get back.
So yeah, this is a joyous occasion right now because we have hit the 5-year anniversary. Round of applause for the man, for real.
Big up.
5 years of this thing, I looking back, I
can't get right.
Yeah. I can't believe it though. Honestly, I can't believe it.
Yeah,
it's
amazing.
I just watch a lot of international podcasts and I see so many men that's only make it to like a year and a half, 2 years. Like, and the fact that the man just stick with it and thing is like, man got celebrate. So the man got celebrate the right way, man. You know what I'm saying? We got all like, ain't get cracker ready. Already. But yeah, man, we got some Hennessy in the building just to,
you know.
Just to really celebrate the occasion and thing for real, B. Right. Because, I mean, if I really think about it, and we can talk about it and stuff, but it was a real journey for all the men. I mean, this is something for those who have come in late. This start on my patio. It was just me and Rome at first. We didn't know what we was doing. We had no camera.
Nothing.
We just record. Right.
Just record. That first episode get delete.
Right.
Man, not getting off of YouTube, you know. I never made it.
Like we record. It was about a good 2 hours.
Yeah.
And some shit happened. The whole audio just disappeared.
And immediately, like as soon as we reviewed to see where it was gone. Off of GarageBand.
Legit.
GarageBand.
Jeez, and then eventually we spot the coffee for the next episode, and then it just start from there. And then to even make things better, it evolved. When we had Mosi also on the team, man, look, thinking about the last 5 years, honestly, some of my best experiences in life have been with the men. So, you know, and also with the listeners. Right. The listeners have told us that we are smart and that we are dumb plenty of times.
Yeah, both.
That's true.
And I appreciate it.
The same breath.
So today we can just do a little recap and also just also kind of like to reintroduce the men because we always have the focus on a guest that's be here and thing, but just to hear from the men now, you know, a reintroduction to, you know, who the man is and what the man is doing and all kind of thing, right? But before we get there though, I guess we can start with like looking back at the amount of interviews that we've done. Starting with Kofi, what you would say is like your favorite episode that we did?
Like, when you pose a question to the men in the group and they start scrolling through YouTube, like just looking at thumbnails first of all to see like what I remember from the get-go, and honestly, right, some of the biggest laughs and some of the best vibes is like when we used to do episodes like this a lot more often. I could also stick on episodes with men like Gibbsy or Neil. Amanda was also a very fun time. Biggest was a fun. Anytime that I like wrong people that you're breezing with your friends and it just happened to jam on me. I love those moments.
I think that the podcast did shift a bit from that over time. I think it was like an organic kind of thing.
Yeah.
But the back in the day was hype. There is a clip of that with us and Gibbsy where I have laughed. I have never laughed that hard ever, and I have it saved. Right. The reason why I've never released it, like, just as a clip, is because like it's so rough, right? But it's the funniest thing I've ever heard in my life, and I've been laughing.
Is what I'm building down Harbor Road?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I've
Lovely
laughed
moment.
at that for 4 years straight. That's randomly.
That's your personal treasure.
Yeah, that's my thing.
Not clip it for yourself.
That's my thing. But yeah, boy. I mean, them started. That's the thing I like about the podcast too, right? They got a lot of people that like they ain't really got no following. They ain't looking for no attention really, but got some of the most amazing stories that will just blow your mind.
Yeah.
You understand? Some of the names that you just called, let it be Gibbsy, Amanda. When Biggest came on here and talked about when he get shoot. You know? Some of the things just had me like good though. I was like, what the hell? You been through some life experiences and thing, right? So
As much as a life could live in 29 years, sure.
You do a little bit that regular people didn't do though.
you get shoot, B.
Yeah, that was the main game.
You get shoot.
Graze.
A bullet touch you.
Graze. But technically, it passed slightly me close enough that the heat off it burned my skin. That's
We might get raised in Afghanistan here. You might don't get
Wow.
What the hell?
What are you saying?
because it was just it was case of wrong place, wrong time. That's all it was. It was like it was beefing with nobody. It had a wars. No, just
You was ever in a war though?
I didn't get to that level.
Yeah.
No.
Okay, but are you give me the scenario of how you get shoot.
All right, we was breezing. I ain't in any place. We was breezing. And
That's literally my one.
definitely. Nah, you can't discuss that information.
Easy.
We was breezing. Like, we know that we wasn't supposed to breeze there. But we was like, whatever.
Why not? Why you wasn't supposed to?
Because at that time, that area was in a war.
Okay.
And we was just like, all right, cool, whatever.
But why would you go and breeze in the war area?
Because we was young and dumb.
Oh, okay.
How old were you, I think?
Probably like 21, 18, between 18 and 21, something between there.
Safe.
And I was like, all right, we can get a breeze. And then all the older men was like, older men should do and say, because them was already outside prepared for whatever gonna happen. He was like,
All right, like me and Marcus from a different Barbados, right?
Yeah.
oh my
So
God.
like when you say man preparing, like you mean like man
All right,
was like
if you know,
The only shot I know is like
if you know that you
facts.
are, what you see, if you know that you and Marcus don't agree,
Yeah.
you know that every time you see Marcus is a vibe, right?
Yeah, but I just want to talk to you.
I feel that's what I'm saying. Like that way is
Talk
cool.
to
If I don't if I don't like somebody, I'm just gonna avoid them.
Other Barbados, we talking about
Right.
other things.
Cause to see a man that I don't like, my initial reaction is
But
I'm going to
be
take
fair
his
though,
life.
man, it just be like being prepared like for the worst case scenario. So man was outside like, in guess it can't say but we was like we outside too because we old enough, but we were stupid.
So you was like excited to be a part of this.
No, it was just outside. Like I had this mentality like, hey, outside, what you can tell me can say that's a big man? Between the age of 18 and 19, what you tell me you can say that's a big man? I was like, all right, I ain't getting inside, but I should have got inside.
So like, how many shots rang off before?
I
you
have
get-
no idea, brother. I guess no, it was shots, and we like everybody was like laying up in the ground, and I was like this burning sensation. Like,
Wait, the man like tell me to lay nothing, right?
no, everybody just dropped the
Oh.
ground. The man hear the shots, everybody lay down. Couple men shoot back, and other man was like, oh, let me lay down. I was like, all right, cool.
What is for you, Rome? In terms of your favorite?
They had an episode where we were in Tongue, right? And legit, we was talking about, I think it was that jokes are saying, but that it's like that's the one that stand out to me.
I love that.
remember.
Huh?
It was
No.
Zayn. It was Zayn
No.
or it was
It was
young
the
lady.
it was the end of the year with Crystal. Your friend Crystal. What Crystal's last name? Cause she's a day one.
right.
Crystal Griffith. Big up Crystal.
I remember that episode clear as day. That one, some of the earlier ones in the in Bayou. Then even when I went one of my favorites is young lady, the stripper man.
Diamond.
Right?
Diamond.
That was very interesting.
Diamond.
That was a good one.
Like, have you ever met a boyfriend from our work?
How he get you? What was he lying?
Honestly, you.
Probably iPhone 11 Pro.
This is it.
I wasn't judging I was not your phone. I mean,
Oh no.
for your number. I'm like, shit, this big. Why is that iPhone 2?
I'm not materialistic.
Like
Come
what
on.
he said, what he do.
I don't know, cause that was a huge mistake, honestly.
Oh, shit.
We talking boyfriends now, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
boyfriends.
The first one I had, which completely blew my mind in this game. The first one I had since I started this. I actually met him there. And I would think, anyway, what common sense would think that you're here majority of the time. So you know how this game goes. Ain't a love or nothing. We just here to make money. We don't see these men as
Friends.
right, nor nothing. We just see them as a walking money bag emoji. That's what we see them as. Like, it's nothing personal. So it's like, what you see me do to make my money, don't mean I actually like this man because I hear
Right.
I ain't kidding with you. And it's like, you should know that dealing with me.
My feelings, but
but I being very real. Like,
women don't like you.
like some of them, yeah, you do see them and you.
Existence in the real life.
It's like some of them, yeah, you do get a relationship with and you tend to like hold it or whatever the case may be. But he used to trip out.
What?
Like literally trip out.
I say what?
Like literally every day it was an argument. To the point it was like, I was like, alright now. Done with that. It's like you are around this list.
He was coming to work to argue with you?
I'll be at work. He will see something out the way. Quick, so I got 8 messages. Then it's like, when they left there, it's like, we crawling in the morning till the sun come out and all kind of shit. Like, it was just like...
What the message is saying, though?
Like, you taking me for a joke. Wake up in here. Like, it's like all the time. Like, my ass always just be like, I'm at work. You know what I do. You know I don't take it no further. So, like, it's like, what you tripping? Like...
I like Diamond because I feel Diamond has sense though. And I don't I gotta be true to I gotta be honest. I would not think that somebody with that profession would have spoken as eloquently and that kind of thing as she did. She was very articulate, she was very outspoken. It was very enlightening for me.
Exactly.
Yeah, for real.
Hey, they can fill out a farm.
Sorry.
Oh, yo, go ahead.
Nah, Romy, you just remind me of. We was talking about it earlier. You remember, Marcus, when we were talking about taking back things from your ex?
Oh, Jesus.
What was that?
You know, and we were
episode.
Yeah.
Man, give me real heat. Then my ex, a gift one man should have done.
Right.
You remember?
Right. And then
Right.
And then I said that if I give my girl sign and we done, I taking it back. Right. So you asking me if
Marcus, looking on that.
That's the same thing? Wait, hold on one second. Wait, hold on, wait, hold on a minute.
The man love to bring me on here. Get stories.
Where will you wear that? Knowing this is the episode.
Hold on, you know it coming.
Oh my God.
Wait,
We
rewind.
can just go back, you know.
Wait, rewind. So on that episode, you had said that you give somebody a chain after one of them. And she gave it back. And that's what you were now? That's what you saying? You's a strange brother. You know they got men that told them melt out for you, dog. I'm trying that like a ring. I don't know. Yo, say. You know, I used to be thinking, right? I mean, get to Mo's my favorite episode, man. I used to be thinking, right? Some of the things that I say like 4 or 3 years ago, if I change my mind on some of them, right?
No one knows.
Right.
No one knows me.
Right.
Like some of them, like in terms of I think I said that if I give my girl sign and we done, I taking it back.
You still feel so?
Yeah.
No.
What?
Caveat. Depend on your value.
Right.
That is what you said last time, though.
Oh, but
you said $500.
Oh, but I stand in that.
Right.
The man has not grown in 3 years.
That's why I know that was a short note.
Okay, if I give somebody a car,
Yeah.
for example, I have to get it back. I just have to use it as a rental now.
But that's how Devin's get both me.
Huh?
What if she pays off like for the
But
car?
right. Disclaimer, right? The chain was in a box broken, not being used.
It was broken?
Yeah.
How it back?
I don't know. But the chain was in a box being broken, not being used. That had a little period where everybody does that. Some of the ones that too. So, you know?
Oh, you had nine on you like that. You had to get saved. So she gave you back or you asked for it back?
You asked for it. I asked for it back. Yes, I asked for it back.
How did that go? Like, how did the conversation go?
You know, he's a dog, is da, boom, boom, boom.
Oh, if I is a dog game back, what I give you though? If I is a dog game back my bones, that's what you saying?
If I was a dog, give me back my bones. I love that. I love that.
I get you.
How you said that wrong?
Huh?
Bark, bark.
We can forward.
All right, so Mo's favorite episode that you could think of off your top.
I have several favorite episodes. I really could not pick, to be quite honest. But seeing Kofi on the back foot for that LR interview, my man, I still play that back. I enjoy it to myself, you know. One piece.
Honestly,
Wait, what you doing, son? Kofi, bro, Kofi getting smaller and smaller. Kofi in the chair crease, you know.
No, he not getting no smaller.
I can like
Let me
right.
tell you, when LR get up,
Yeah,
and he was out of frame. I was like, this is what we are here for.
Dog.
I didn't know what was gonna happen.
You know anything about private sex? Sorry. I ain't got that.
And realize that them not really that 100% relevant anymore. They realize that them is 25% and they got 75% relevant CD for we. That with or without them, this thing will work. Promoters, DJs, fans, we go ahead of fans. This thing will do with or without.
Right.
Barbados.
Because I remember before, it was like, man, the DJs and this and DJs.
DJs this and crime, big man.
It's a perspective shift.
That changed now though.
Yeah, but God don't sleep, you know what I mean? And I any day DC and DJs that they drowned in the fucking music and even seeing the best and still gonna play the new popcorn. Big man, although 7 new tunes from Barbados release.
Right.
Not saying that
Don't play podcast.
no.
Right.
Yeah, and not only that here too, not saying that this any time that Belgian music supposed to rise and back then it wasn't time. But at that time, they still could do within the right thing.
They do more for truth.
Yeah.
But the thing is too, I know
They're
what
just
people
looking at
from-
me as a person, that he find point and he find this. This woman is really looking
Man,
at.
dog, I can show you a vibe, right?
It's the nearness.
Is it nearness?
You're right.
Ain't only that, but that's one.
That's one
About
factor.
20. Because if you hit by that one, we can not be on point.
Right.
That's one. You see, we too close, man. You know what I mean? And a man up with here doing like them men from down there and law different things, and
All the
then
things.
here this one here too. Then they look better than we, honestly. Then them bankyards, they get more pussy to suck than we.
I said more pussy to suck, yeah.
Yeah, I want some fuck quite normal. You know what I mean? Right now we you know your place gone nude, yeah.
Yeah.
So it they all of that here.
Yeah.
It they all of that. Them you know them is ear DJs and then ear DJs, street DJs, you know John Doe's, the Peter Coppins, all these pretty names. Right. But you don't really hear them again like too much now. Right. Because them faces get filling in the right. When it's DJs holding the rightful position and play music and pick up the music and save out the music, like when people doing me some work, you know, you see a man out there say 74 and get something there, come on and save again.
Right.
That one a job there so with the artists in Barbados know that the music game professionalized.
Right.
Yeah, when I do want to do this, but when I doing that in Jamaica, when I doing that in States, when I doing that with our own Rihanna, with our own Rihanna up there. When I want to know what's going on, when I want to know what's going on with everything. But right now we can't at that fucking level that when I go look up on me and we're sending one of the music just like that until we get that respect.
They got a lot I got to say, right? But Juice was saying something earlier.
Yeah, you was a DJ and really you playing in Beer Spears. And
You
I got a lot to say.
You want the frame. Yeah, you want your juice, you want the frame. Because I got them for you, know.
Yeah, I thought you covered the like you covered the bigger DJs.
Marcus was saying basically
Yeah.
that the artists were saying that they no longer need the DJs, no more YouTube is there. So I wanted to ask what I really meant.
Ask me?
I see.
Oh.
Yeah, let me see.
Let me see.
Nah,
Let me answer your question.
I don't see.
Around that side.
Well, right, I don't see how.
In that corner.
I ain't even speaking as a DJ, like as a consumer of music, as somebody that love music, right? It's very easy to go on YouTube and hear a song that I like. It's very easy to do that. But at the end of the day, when I go out, it ain't gonna be 100% performances. It can be a lot of DJs as well. So you have to, at the end of the day, even if you want to say you cannot, you don't want to rely on radio anymore, that's cool. To say you want to rely on Bajan DJs is wild. Cause if I get to a bar, I want to hear that good LR, I want to go to the DJ bar and be like, yo, you got this song by LR. And if he doesn't, that's a problem.
Let me push this. Give me a second, my king. Let me push this in. If a person go up to the same boy, you don't got that LR though, what you can do?
What do I do?
Picture LR buying in Trinidad and Lucia and St. Kitts and Antigua and US Virgin Islands and a DJ from Barbados come down there. You say, and come down in Virgin Islands in a session. And every time a girl come and pass, and so you got private zest? And you say, sorry. But somebody said, you got monsters and melandros for LRG? No. This is right I got that.
But no, here, true. That's an extreme.
Because that's an extreme.
Nah, you take off.
Oh, fix me up.
I got honestly me time though, right? That's an extreme, right? At the end of the day, it has happened where, like, a bar, and you just want the tunes, they be talking about the tunes. I ain't in a group, bigger the DJ fraternity for sure. If it was not for this group, so much songs, and pop come after though, so much songs I would not have. Fucking Chargy dog. I ain't got that from you. I ain't got it from Juice. I ain't got it from LR. I ain't got it from nobody on your team. I had to show a DJ man to be like, yo, there's a big tune. I cannot not have this tune. Then I gotta be like, yo, do you have the edit? Which is another. There's nothing I gotta get up on. That edit thing is another train I gotta touch on. Mosi, it is very difficult to do this run around for music because I just pay money to DJ City. I just pay money to Caribbean Music Pool. So for me to be paying money for music, I just pay money for all these songs. Like just play something pool for free, and they would download it. Man, it's got me call playing on YouTube, dog, to download a shitty ass YouTube converted quality 120 kilobytes. That's some stink and show inside, dog.
But you gotta understand.
They understand that. Yeah, you understand that.
There's a history of this thing.
A lot of pain and revenge too. So a lot of pain.
But if I were just use revenge, I can't with it. No, I don't need revenge. No.
Men, we don't need it. Even the artists ain't supposed to have it, but don't got it. Don't get shit, boy.
I got another question.
That's like talking about like slavery, my lord.
Battery's dead.
No.
Flashing red.
Now we
We good. Dance,
talk
get that nigga LR.
Cover that.
I just want to find the artists were saying that we no longer need the DJs. We now have YouTube. That's right or that's incorrect?
That's what they say.
Basically, no. But they're saying they're marginalizing the DJs, saying that the DJs ain't necessary because they got outlets like YouTube and stuff.
Right. So on the artist saying that, I'm trying to understand what the artists want from the DJs that they now have from YouTube. That is my question because I do not understand.
You don't understand? Let me put my 2 cents there. Everybody that put a tune there so that record it and pay for it and thing. You know what I mean? When them done voice that tune, them tell themselves that that's what they want to get out, even if it sound that way and they get to the best of their ability now. They feel it have that worth now. You dig? So you want them to get that trade, you know, to see if it could actually be that hit that they think it was, or then tell themselves it's supposed to be or whatever. You dig? Let me come from this angle now. So when it get the Bajan DJs now, it start there at them. It start there at them with everything. You know what I mean? So when it get cut, when the core get cut, that you email all of them.
Right.
Coming from a young artist, you know what I mean? I send out all of them.
You said two things that I got a question already.
Yeah.
First thing first, right? Is it your responsibility as an artist to decide how far your song can go?
But you still don't know?
Right. And two, you say you email all of them. I know you email all, dog.
I got the biggest trade for the world that this song here is a hit.
So I get what going on. The artist is telling themselves the DJs is an outlet to get the song further.
Right.
More ears.
Once, let me show you saying, the level that I know, I wasn't at that time. So we know that a selector is playing your music. So we know one time about internet and this thing and they got rights to music and you can get this thing airplay and call Skype and this thing. You know what I mean? These things that artists got awareness of now. One time we didn't on that boy. We tell myself DJ Bard and Peter Coppin and John Doe and this player that playing per ear could get the ears. If it sounds like hate, the people who gonna judge it, so that we really want in that fucking time there. You dig? We don't want me fucking music play all the time. JSM or them pay cartel and Mavada and all them there. We don't want me raw soul music play.
So question, the same music
that's all.
Or then used to get from them, or then used to snatch it from YouTube?
Them used to go up on YouTube to get music.
Nah.
Who used to send them? Who send them?
Who send the same record pools though?
Still, sorry, and that same reply.
Then they used to get them pools at that time.
I did not screen, so no, I did not.
Big man. Even if they get at that time, I admit I can show you. I can show you emails from Marshall and me and Marshall in the friends.
Before
I can show you emails from Swanee.
Before we move on, right? I want to say that I was supposed to screenshot another response under this that Salt laughed at when he said that he just pulled his stuff from YouTube. A DJ that said
People just do that.
People do that.
You all need to listen. You all need to listen. There will never come a day where I have to download a cartel tune and I do not go Dancehall Star, Dancehall Arena and get the same tune. What though? If I do need a very niche ass Idonia song, Inevitable Rhythm 2006, I can't find out nowhere. I might go get it for you too.
But when the argument really got that kind of strong point called Barbados, no getting to that level of being aware of these things. Be opposed a minute. We need to be condemned because of that day.
I ain't condemning you, but when
but all when I hear when I lash out, I mean, men don't realize that you can put in music. We don't kind to these realizations.
But you see, I don't agree.
And then this, you know.
Yo. Right.
Oh, you think that we had the music, big man? They may helping it like that. They may helping it. But not this room. Then when we put in the pool and all kind of different things. Right. But all the time there when we go hit you one of the
But here too, Eller. I don't think.
But you feeling for these men because you just, as you say, because you put me to know this. That you just selected to. So all they trying to say is that and then they wrong with defending selectors, you know, but you go mention certain things of when they're fucking up too.
Which I agree a lot of people.
Yeah, but you saying on this interview.
I ain't get there yet. Give me time, brother. Give me time. We getting there. My thing is though, I don't think any DJ. I don't think
it's bare cunt.
It's real cunt.
I don't know why.
I don't fucking know.
I do not think. Any DJ start the war. No DJ. I don't think any DJ ever say don't say anything and purposely not play a man tune.
No, it's because I'm being so small and them there so getting therefore we never had this. What we got now we never had. Only trying to join.
But I feel like the men attacking DJs and a lot of DJs ain't wrong.
No, but we're saying right. Artists know. Even young artists know that DJs always they killing the music. So them going with this, they're going with this thing. Right? I don't want to have this way of the DJs in it because every DJ right now in this time because certain things I learn and the realms I all know. I don't disrespect them. I don't disrespect them. No, this time.
Too much gonna be said right now.
No, this time I don't disrespect no DJ none period because. I know where I know, and I know that it don't make no sense to disrespect them.
Right.
All right. Let me put my little 2 cents there now.
Yeah.
Right, LR? I'm coming from an artist perspective. I'm coming from an artist manager perspective.
Yeah.
And an overall business perspective. Over time, there was a shift in the authority of the DJ, right? And the promoter man is a man that we gotta talk about too, right? The promoter has put the DJ in a position where the DJ got the most power than the artist. Right?
Big.
So now this is if you break this thing down properly, I know you're shaking your head, Kofi, but it's a thing.
You saying you shaking your head up and down? Or cross and cross?
We can talk.
That was like by far my favorite episode.
I think for me, before you go on, for me, right? When that was going on, I thought there was a slight chance that Kofi would get touched.
Yeah.
I swear.
But you know what was me? Sorry, bro.
That's listening.
But let me tell you something. That would be comedic gold.
Yeah, but
I mean, I was still going with your hands, but But I would want
appreciate
to
the
get
afterthought.
touched first, though.
I would give my LR a good 15 seconds to get
Yeah.
his shit off, right?
Yeah.
Right, then I put on my phone,
15
then I got actually a good
50 seconds is
15.
low for Joe.
Then we got collect, we got reset the room.
I was like, this
Right,
is
yeah. That's what.
Yo, I have no friends.
I was like,
I have
yeah.
no friends.
I think about LR, right? I think about LR was so because a lot of something that people don't know, right, is people believe that the guests that we bring on the show we know beforehand. We don't. We don't know these people. We never know the people, right? So like when LR was there, LR had a like a very unpredictable kind of behavior. You never know when he is 0 or 100 and we're gonna carry it to 100. So I like, big man, yo, something can happen here. No, brother.
We had a meeting before that though.
I mean, we rolled out. Yeah. We can't meet him because I can't remember.
No, we was like, well, you know, we gotta make sure we're doing what we're doing here properly.
Right.
And whatnot.
Right.
You know, we don't want any issues.
Right.
And whatnot. I think that was the extent of
it. Right.
But to be fair, like, the only like knowledge we have of this man is, well, he's an artist and he's saying about guns. So I don't feel like it's unreasonable for us to think, well, this thing can pop off at any second.
We ain't sir, ignorant men that can ask ignorant questions.
Right.
That
we ain't get stopped.
Right. Marcus Marsh.
My man, honestly, right?
Marcus Marsh.
I did not expect that it was gonna be you. Get all that. I was like, I made peace with my Lord. Marcus. I was like, I spent a good set of years with Marcus. I appreciated it. But I know Marcus can't for sure. Marcus can't change. Marcus can't change. One bit. But it was a beautiful episode.
Honestly, one of the best ones. If for the things that I look for in an episode that I would like to get out of an episode, if that was scripted, it would have still been good. That's how hard it was, and I could not believe that we was a part of that.
No,
and the part for me, I think when I thought I wasn't sure how LR was gonna react, was when I started to ask about the police, and I started to ask to like to call names and things. Right before I asked that, I will admit in my head I said, Marcus, if you were to get punched, what would you do? Are you good with that? I said, are you good with that? I said, you know what? The man here and the Drake say me, let me go, bro. But honestly, though, bigger LR, that was honestly fascinating person.
I believe
Generally,
he really enjoyed it too.
Yeah.
He and I we have spoken after, and he was like, "Yo, this is a guy." Like we stayed back for a little bit too.
Right.
And it was vibes, bro. Like that was really, really, really a good episode.
Yeah.
One of the more recent episodes that was real nice too was Daddy B.
Yeah,
that was good.
Bubbles for real.
That was good.
Big up Bubbles for real.
He dropped bare gems, bro.
Gems.
And it was like the man was comfortable and the man just talked.
He's good people for sure.
Just people, I mean, even beyond just the episode, I mean, you go to shoot and he spot too.
Nah, that was the real one for true when it comes to people that like help me, you know.
Yeah. So big up yourself.
Real. Random lyric question, by the way. Have you ever seen Lyric, right? The reason why I'm asking is because I am fascinated by him as a lyricist and how he delivers his music as a recording artist and thing. Have you ever seen him like at work, like from conceptualization? I said for conception, from when man was a baby. From when he conceptualized.
I know where you're going. It's okay.
From when he conceptualized the lyrics to when you're actually delivering them in studio. Like, you ever seen that?
But I think I've been privileged to be around Rick's place a couple of times to see him. And he came to when he did with Andrew. I think he had a book. He had a book where he has notes. And I was like, you're trying to beat, right?
Oh, I want to.
But for me, right? But because Rick is like Rick is a genius, and Rick like when he
a quiet.
Yeah.
People know Rick is an introvert though. Rick
doing talk,
bro. Whenever Rick, when you before,
nah.
Rick would never come here.
Yeah,
like he would, but he
wouldn't.
Rick,
he wouldn't though. He actually wouldn't come.
No, I think he would come. Rick is the hardest person to interview in my life. When I was at BCC, right?
Mm-hmm. Ricky Reed be pigeon you.
Right? Mm-hmm. They were saying like Rick coming. This had to be like 90. BCC was 97?
Wow.
Yeah, 97. Radio GED. I go on there, right? Mm-hmm. And Rick coming. Good to have Hyper Dog here, Rick. How you doing? Yeah, man, good. Okay. Listen, man, we're glad to have you here right now. Who's Ricky Reed? Just me doing my little thing. Okay, tell me a little something about yourself. You want to know, man? You're just an average man. I'm like, okay. hey, and not in this, but because he like, no, I understand. It's like me being on stage and me being in my house and two different, like chalk and cheese, right? So yeah, but
That is crazy.
No, Ricky the genius. Ricky the genius. On the mic,
Sure.
yeah, he go and when he go on stage, Ricky nervous, you know. Ricky backstage. People go, yeah, yes, Rick, they want you. Shh, man, give me a sip of that drink there. Rick, just take it. Just go.
If he did, I'd call time.
Yeah.
you mean wait, that is just wait, hold on a minute.
It is.
You mean the little right? Does he
The
back there
hit Rick.
shaking?
Mr. Barbados himself.
I tell it, and like,
Love the guy.
because I've been privileged to be in the industry and being around people.
Yeah.
At first I was like, we don't know about, but me, I backstage, like, shh, I gotta go on stage right now. Like, dear Jesus, please don't let me say anything wrong. This microphone. I'm literally, your laptop plug in. Yeah, okay. Your battery's up. Is it cordless? We got cord. Okay, everything good. We got going now. No, I ain't ready. Hey, what's going on, guys? Y'all good? Press play. That's what it is.
Speaking of that, that's a good question. Moz, who you think deserve a part 2?
Marcus, you mentioned your favorite episode.
Nah.
You want to do that first?
Oh yeah, take about that.
Let me take about that.
I got a lot of favorites. Honestly, I got a lot of favorites. One that is a favorite. I got a shout out to boy that put it on our Instagram. But a favorite is Ras for me.
Yeah, agreed.
That was good.
Ras is the first time in person that I saw what influence actually looks like. Let me put it that way. Because we did something different with Ras. Because he would have shot Ras. Then after we would have had a short clip of like a little 2 minute where Kofi asked him questions, right?
That blew me up, dog.
I think they had a time that I had boosted something on our Instagram, like $50 Barbados, something like that. I would have get about like 20 followers. Ras organically gave us 400 followers from that, not even from the actual episode, from that before it even come out. I was like, this is true influence. I've never seen somebody pull people like this, right? And then when he came on the show, that is another one that I would say is one of the greatest episodes we've ever done. I know.
Top 5 for sure.
My man, when he went from, so Ras came on first. First, it was first of all, he was open to everything. So if I could recap, we start off talking about like his lisp and thing. He was open about that. We ease into Kropova. He just shoot. Yep. He is a personality that he's a one-of-a-kind personality. He went into fatherhood and again the 2 women pregnant at the listen,
it was
boss
real
episode. So you're a father of how many?
3.
This is all from the same mother?
No. 3 different mothers.
Okay, so you're opening a nursery. So
basically.
My man has obviously had certain goals in mind.
Yeah,
okay.
I would like to get a boy. I honestly would go again if I get married. Because I have 3 girls. I have 3 daughters. I would like to have a son.
So that's why you're aiming for?
If I get married, or when I get married, I would definitely try again. But I definitely don't want another child mother. I would have to be my wife.
I respect that.
You know what I'm saying? I already got 3 of them. I don't need no more of them.
Which one is harder to do? Raising children or dealing with child mothers?
Dealing with child mothers, B? What you mean? What you mean? That's a rhetorical question, B?
Explain, elaborate, expound.
Because you got attitudes to deal with. Like dealing with women on a whole is hard. Imagine going to deal with a woman. Imagine going to deal with a woman on a level and dealing with a woman that you in love with is be easy sometimes. But imagine dealing with a woman that you're in love with.
Right. He had a woman for 15 years.
Right. I want to say dealing, I don't mean sex. Right. I mean having conversations, communicating, working out, negotiating with a woman that you're in love with and she in love with you. That could be a little easier.
Right. Okay.
Imagine doing that with a woman that potentially hate you.
Okay, right.
You understand?
Right.
So it is very difficult. But I do my best, I do my part, I try to see all my kids, I make sure I support all my kids, I do my part.
Alright, you said support. You said support, right? But I figure you financially support.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Do you think that you're always there?
Nobody can always be there.
I don't mean like 100% physically present, but you think you spend enough time with everybody?
I see all my children every week once I am allowed to.
All right, cool. All right, I want to extend this. Cause a lot of fathers feel that because they financially support, they may really gotta keep the daughter at the weekend or whatever.
Nah. My line of work is different, so I do as much as possible as I possibly can. But I made sure that I see all three at least once a week.
So
All
you
three.
think you're a good you think you're a good father?
I know he's a good father.
But this is my thing though. Not only that, but you are not in a traditional job per se, because you not only do you have to work at CBC, you then got all these other things you have to do outside of right. So your timing and your scheduling is off, and sometimes
Because
to benefit the children,
yeah.
you need to acquire a certain level of income doing what you do with this dynamic lifestyle.
Right. You need people that
just say a little louder.
You need people that understanding, because I work weekends.
Right.
I don't have an off day.
Right.
I work radio Monday to Friday. I work cruises, Saturdays and Sundays most of the time. So I gotta keep kids in between or visit kids in between. So you gotta find people that the child mothers gotta work with you. You understand? So even like I find myself in a situation where if two of my daughters sleep by me at one point, 'cause I can't handle all three sleeping at the same point yet. I be real.
Understandable.
I can deal with the most. I can deal with the most two at a time. Right? So imagine waking up in the morning, getting ready 2 kids, and I know mothers will say we do this all the time. Blah, blah, blah. Getting ready 2 kids, dropping them to nursery, going working radio, picking them on the evening, deal with them for the evening, and then go play up on the cruise at night time, and then do it all over again the next morning.
Okay, you
dead tired.
But hold on. wait. What are the ages of your children though?
1 year old, 10 months, 6 years old.
Okay, now let me do the math and then we're gonna ask you the question. Okay, so that means that 2 women were pregnant at the same time.
I think so.
Right. That's basically how biology works, right? Okay. Now a lot of I have a friend that has a child on the way. He already has a child, right? I think this is one segment that I would dedicate to him because he kind of going through a rough time, right? He wasn't even supposed to go for crop over because he was saving money for when the child coming or whatever.
Right.
I want me through when you found out that 2 women was pregnant at the same time. In your mind, how did you get through that?
Fuck.
That's the word. Sir, that's it.
But was it a depressed fuck or was it just a what you can do fuck?
It's like I ain't gonna make more money fuck.
So not I can drink bleach fuck, cause that's what I would do.
Nah. It's I gotta make more money. Because in this day and age, everybody wanna do a gender reveal. Everybody wanna do a shower.
Oh God, you know.
Everybody wanna do this. Everybody wanna do that. So in essence. And the thing is, now you're gonna make more money because one gonna compare to the next. So you do for one, you gotta try your best to do for the next. So you gotta make more money, and that will make a man go there. The only thing you might want to go there and do is rob.
You know,
and you can't do that.
One thing that we don't talk about enough, we talk about the stress that women go through, like, you know, postpartum depression and all these kind of things, which are serious topics. But also, if somebody like you, who you have to take care of, you know, 3 children and 2 are very close in age. And you gotta divide your time and your money and attention and all that.
Not only divide your time and attention, but you gotta try not to let anybody say you're mad. You gotta try to keep you level of sanity, because you will be in a meeting and you gotta be arguing while you're in this meeting at the same time. You arguing on your phone with one of your child mothers or whatever, and then you gotta be still in the meeting focusing. And then if you don't talk to them, then again, so he ain't a good father, this thing. So you go. There's so much things that a man is going through, and I don't know on a woman.
You're mentally different though. I can tell you're mentally stronger than me. Cause I just doing this.
All this been saying he put himself there.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So let me just preface by saying that, but at the same time, people don't pay a lot of attention. Now I got one child, right?
Yeah.
And it hard.
But the thing is, I understand how hard it is for men. I know. No.
You empathize.
No, I'm saying right. I hear the men that have 1 child. So I have 3, and then from different child mothers, and then two months apart.
And the career that time demanding. Yeah. I can't imagine it. That makes sense.
You got a therapist?
No.
Oh. You're very resilient.
I met what he said. He has very mentally strong.
Right.
I know. Same probably wrong me.
Like, maybe something is right, but it's wrong. Another one for me, I would say, was when I realized what this podcast like actually be, which would have been the one that was in my house, in the guest room.
Mm-hmm.
It was me, Kofi, Ronnie was recording, Zico, John.
Yeah, I know you were the sister.
Zico, because I was having conversations and thing. But I had a point in the episode because for persons that didn't watch it, Zico is a pastor now. Zico is a pastor now, but he was once a leader of like a youth gang. So he went through that whole journey of being a gang leader to actually being a priest, and he was talking about what he went through. And I had a point that he was so vulnerable about, real. When he was saying that
was a heavy episode.
There was he said there was no time in school where he didn't leave home without a scissors, and it was so normal to him and everybody else there. It was weird for the people that didn't have scissors then. And that blew my mind. Then he talked about the whole prostitution thing, about having like girls and things, gang initiation. After that, I remember that. Yeah. Because he left, right, and I come back in the room and he left, and I look at you and I look at Kofi and I say, what just happened? What? Because whenever we all feeling at the same time, I will feel this again with somebody else.
Yeah.
Man, that was amazing though. Anyway.
You know what I like too? I like Charlie Spice episode too.
Charlie, man.
Such an interesting character, man.
It felt so dirty.
Yeah.
You know, and then like that.
Yeah, it does.
There's something wrong, man.
Nah, and it was.
I like you though.
Yeah,
for real.
Like it was. I think that's the beauty about the podcast in the first place. It's just like just being able to talk to people that you have never, well, this much I would never cross Charlie's Spice path ever. I'm not interested in what else going on at all.
It's so true.
Sorry, man. You're so insane, man.
So it's like to be in the presence of a person that is seen as like a pariah. Is like
which is true.
And then to see the man debonair.
Yeah.
And the man clean cut.
True for yeah.
And the man is a businessman.
True for his character, but
true to his character for real.
I'm like, whoa, this thing is a movie?
Yeah.
It felt like a movie.
Yeah, but true.
No, but I like what we were able to get out of him. I remember there was a time you asked a question that asked if he was abused too, or and it was I like how he had dealt with it. I mean, we didn't go too deep into it, but I like how we are able to just like pull stories of our guests,
The one part of Choice Space I do remember, and looking back, I was wondering if I can not iron too hard, but I told him that he, based on the prior knowledge of him knowing that the girls that he had just be managing have been previously abused. Which is why they've gone down this road. Then you are basically complicit and are exploiting them in this thing, right? And at that point in time, I said, if I get cuffed, no, that makes sense.
Yeah,
like keep recording. That makes sense, though. It makes sense, right?
Yeah.
But he answered it and he said he don't feel so. And I feel we would still probably disagree on that. But he does want to come back on the show, though.
But a lot of the early episodes for true. A lot of the early episodes was great episodes.
Yeah.
Like, even Nayasha's friend. The homophobic episode.
Kashawn?
Kashay, boy.
A lot of that early episodes. And what I love too is looking at the man growth.
And
the development. Like you can literally go on YouTube and see the growth in the podcast. I got a counter for the man now too. So alright. What's the worst episodes?
Yo,
okay, all right. Who want to go first?
Yo,
I can't go first. I got 10.
I could go first.
Nothing jump out to me.
I could go first, though. I could go first.
I listening, dog.
Permission, sir.
That's what I think about.
I feel like they're with you,
Yeah. I feel like they're with you.
I feel like they're with you, boy.
If we cut this, I have no issue with that. I think I know what you think about.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question.
Let me ask
you a question. Did the episode come out?
No.
Okay. Can you not say?
Oh wait, that's what you mean? Okay. That's what I mean.
That's what I mean. Okay.
That episode went so weird.
Wait. You mean the man?
Yeah. That was strange. Did we get threatened?
Oh, wait, hold on.
No, sorry.
Just remember, because people don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Alright, yeah,
Alright,
you're
so
right, you're right.
describe the body, but don't say name. You can do that. You can actually just not say name,
I
but
would do an impression. Let's just say it's an activist, right? For people that look like me, right? So-called. Dealing with gender issues.
I was here.
Nah,
I was in Canada.
No, you were in Canada.
So this one got me
But
lost.
what happened? We said no, record a whole episode. The person knew exactly what we do here. We just flame men for a living.
right,
In here.
right.
But what got me? It wasn't a flaming. It was a teachable moment.
But the man
He left a better looking man, dog. I feel like he said something stupid. We spoke about the stupidity, and then the man was like, "Yeah, that was shitey for sure."
Yeah.
And then we moved on. Like, they not come wrong. We would talk about lawyer.
I could give a little backstory for the listeners.
Yeah.
Okay, so the person is an activist, yeah. So during the conversation, right, they were speaking about the activism that they do, etc. But we realized that the man coming in hot though. I mean, like man fierce, like.
No, we can't be flaming.
Right. So the thing is, he going on the road talking and getting his opinions and thing. And then he gets his opinion. He says, "This is my opinion." Saying along the lines of, "Nobody can tell me the name about my opinion," or whatever, right? So he go along this big, long, like 4-minute thing or whatever, right? I be like, man, talk, you know. Eventually, we were just like, but you know that thing that you said that, you know, that's beer junk. And then we all rationalize that's beer junk. And you know that your message is diluted because you also mixing in beer junk. And then man was like, yeah, that's actually true. Right?
Wait, that's what got me agreed, you know. We were on the same page.
So then he then asked if we can, by the way, he just came from giving strong opinions. Nobody can tell he can't talk about nothing. He then asked the man on camera, can we please edit out what he just said, the parts that didn't make sense? Because the thing is if you're giving a long speech, right, and we cut out parts of the speech.
But nah. Kobe's a brand too.
Right. So if you're taking out parts of a long speech, right, then something's out of context. So we gotta keep the whole thing or take out the whole thing. So he was like, take out the right. So he was like, take out the whole thing. But then it's like, but then what's the point of the episode then? Because we would have had back and forth for like 30 minutes.
Right. Yeah.
Anyway,
it was time being.
It was not a good episode. It was not a good episode, and there are a few episodes that have not come out.
Yeah.
Like that.
All right, so what was the worst that come out then?
Yo, you rough, B.
How did they feel?
Cool. I'm thinking. No, here's the thing, right? I can be real. We've had moments where we had too much cross talk. We've had moments where we.
Let's go from that angle. Let's take it from that angle.
Moments where, like, quite frankly, the episode was boring, B.
Right.
So I trying to think about, like, I don't have a thought in mind.
I think it was a little bit for me.
What?
Crispy.
Who?
Crispy. Yeah, I consider that one of the boring episodes.
Crumbs?
I can be real. So I kind of want to get into the whole Crispies start.
Yes.
What was the idea behind Crispies?
That's it. That's
When you say, all right, Beijing's late, Brad, what else Beijing's late? Let me do that. That's funny.
basically.
Yo, I don't want to think that was a joke.
That's really what it is? Yeah.
Wait.
There's a little bit more, but basically that's what it was.
I find that interesting because for me,
Right, perspective.
totally unbiased, right? That was everything that I wanted from the episode.
Right.
For me.
Insane to me.
For me.
Yeah.
And I guess that's a sign that one thing that you realize too is that a lot of the episodes are kind of dependent on the guest energy. So sometimes if a guest comes in and the guest ain't really giving you much, well then it's kind of like whatever.
You can't drag out, you can't pull them up.
And you know what? We've gotten a lot of heat for that over the years.
Yeah.
Saying, oh, you want to not let the guys call. What wrong with a man? Bring guests on it.
True.
But it really is the hardest thing, you know?
Right, yeah.
Mm.
It's such a balance, you know?
Mhm.
And this man here has got flame me like
Yeah,
But,
boy.
This man saying these long voice notes.
Behind
boy.
the
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Behind the scenes.
Yo, now you start, man. Yeah, though. Good. It was good, though, but
Okay, here's one that I would say is our worst episode. Here's one that here's one that is my worst episode. But
From which standpoint?
I can tell you why.
For the men.
I can tell you why. But my worst episode, but one of the best episodes that we've done to everybody else. The one with you, dog.
Yeah, I know this is so.
The one with Rome.
Right, so you snap me.
Right. So so here's why. Rome came on the show, and if there's one episode I would love people to watch, it was that one.
That was a good episode for me.
Because there was a level of vulnerability that you brought that was absolutely out this world. And so many people came out the woodwork and said that they connected with the fact that, if you know what I'm talking about it now.
Right.
You had
health stuff.
Right, you had anxiety, addiction, all kinds of things that you was dealing with. And a lot of people, especially men, came out and said, we really appreciate you coming out.
A lot of people reach out.
They did.
So, like, in 2011, I started working, and I had a lot going on. I didn't like the job. I didn't like the job.
Yeah, the mess it me.
Right, in 2011, I started working. I didn't like the job.
This is where?
I think.
Alright, cool, sorry.
Right, I didn't like the job. Exams.
You gotta remember that I didn't like your job thing. We didn't get into that. But anyway, keep going.
Exams, girl issues, a lot going on, and I was smoking weed hard then, right? And being naturally,
you can say that like on camera in Barbados.
He was smoking weed. Yeah, that's not illegal.
Okay, cool. Go on. Okay, cool.
Right. So like being already naturally an overthinker, and basically with my experience with weed is enhance who you already are, right? Yeah, and so like
I've heard.
Yeah.
Enhance who you already are. You could explain.
Like, for me, being naturally an overthinker, it would
hyper aware. All the qualities that you have, they overdrive.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. So, all that going on, and then, this particular weekend, as a sort of person when I in love, right? Because like it was a girl then, like I had to know the feeling of disappointment, right? So this particular weekend, saying how it happened, and she was like real disappointed in me, like. Legit. Like,
disappointed in you? Okay.
In me, right? And that just triggered everything. So that weekend, I like legit disappear and legit disappear, and I just went point block, and that whole weekend, I didn't in contact with nobody, and it's just smoking hard, and just to disappear. And then the Monday come now, and it was back to reality. I go back to work, whatever. Remember, I don't like your job. I think it was exam time.
So just all this.
Yeah, right? So I went back to work the Monday, and legit, my chest was killing me. Like, my chest was like gripping me, and like so all throughout the whole weekend, your mind was basically
just not there. Like it just disappeared. Just legit was like I remember being the last man to left the block, and the first man back on the block. Right? Like I just don't want to be inside. I don't want nothing, right? And
but my thing is, if the weed was making it worse, why you would want to go back to the weed?
At that point, obviously, I wasn't that person saying, all right, this what this doing to me. And I don't fully blame the weed.
Okay.
Right? It's a combination of things. Like for me, from my experience with marijuana, as I say, it's an enhancement of what's going on around you and who you are or whatever. So it's like because all that shit was going on. Maybe it made it worse or whatever the case may be. For some people, in control of the mind, in control of everything, so that's the way people will use weed and everything.
But I wanted to say, a lot of people is hype up weed, for lack of a better term. A lot of people say, "Oh, weed is this most glorious thing." A lot of people need to realize, yeah, it's cool, but it's not that.
It's not that.
This is the first time I've heard a Bajan say that weed had a negative effect on him. First time ever I've heard a Bajan say that.
Because we so stupid behind the music of sorry for cutting you off. Behind the music of Jamaicans and behind what here saved the God. And people don't realize the negative effects is when you see a man that addicted to weed and has no. You ever heard a man saying I need a joint because you ain't smoked in the last hour? Like what I've seen that. We have seen that. We have friends that have been through similar things, and it's like you're so unaware that you are addicted to a substance because it's not crack. Because it's not crack doesn't mean it's good though.
But like I just to add to this thing, like I gotta finish this thing, but I don't necessarily believe in our word addiction. I mean I just get
probably don't go on that point, but I guess we get that.
What do you mean? Wait, hold on. What do you mean? Explain, Romar.
Well, you could just move the mic to you.
I'd say I probably want.
You could talk to the mic. Right, yeah.
You could hold. You could hold him.
You just wanted people that.
But wait, man. Let me.
Break it down about addiction.
Yeah.
Like it is a thing.
But you've asked we've had addiction around you.
It makes if you want to be on the ground, you could hold it.
No. People can count me for this, but I live in Black Rock.
Yeah.
Sometimes, like, I just see addiction for sure.
So you're saying that what he's saying, you believe in addiction. What he's saying is wrong, right? So why do you say that you don't believe in addiction?
I guess again that's my personal experience. Like when I decided to stop smoking, I stopped smoking.
Nah, well,
you are the only person I know that cut cold turkey, and I find that amazing of you, dog.
Oh, you mean like it's the mind thing? That's what you mean?
Right.
I get that at from a certain extent, but like addiction is a.
I know people that when you want to quit, but it's withdrawals, Romar.
Huh? Right. Yeah, I did go through withdrawals and everything. All right, let me continue.
Let me get there. Let me get there.
You said that you look. To go back to where you were in your story, you said that on Monday you went to work and you checked stuff.
Right. So, you know, back to work Monday, back to reality. Remember, I just shut down. Remember the like it kind of just disappeared. So it's back to reality and back to everything, back to having to face dealing with the girl and what's not and everything, right?
Wait, you ain't talking shit for the weekend?
It disappeared, though. Like, disappear.
You know
like,
you single, though.
Disappear, huh?
You were single.
No.
Well, alright, cool.
He was making the situation worse.
Right. Obviously, but then what had happened was, as I said, when I get work, and my chest just do so and just put me in the headlock and say, listen, what are you doing? legit me.
I love it. No. His chest put him in the headlock. It's very funny to me.
You're laughing, cool. I know how to explain anxiety. It's like a box juice, and you squeeze it in the middle.
I get that. But your chest put you in the headlock.
That's like a headlock.
I am imagining a arm comes through your chest and put you in the headlock. That's funny to me.
Kofi experience in the car.
I really am. I really am.
So like. When I had that feeling, right, I remember. She just explained it. Like, imagine yourself being a box juice and a hand gripping that box juice and just squeezing it in the middle.
And you can only breathe from the top part, and you're trying to get it all the way down to the bottom.
And this is when he was at work.
I was at work.
That's exactly that.
That is what it is.
That's just box, not that lot.
Right, and I was at work and I was trying to do what I had to do and I couldn't do it. Like. My chest started hurting me. Prior to that day, though, I remember days being at work where I just legit just walk through the door and walk around the entire Newton. Just walk, right? Just to breathe.
I wonder where that job was, no boy.
Gildan. It wasn't Gildan, buddy. It wasn't Gildan.
Right? So yeah. So that day, right? So I called my father and I was like, yeah, just heard me blah blah blah. I want to get the doctor and thing. So I went to the doctor.
Sorry, bro. That just came out of corner.
What? Oh, and it followed up. You're right. So, yeah, I was like, yeah, I get the doctor. I had a car and thing, so he was like, yeah, I'm never good to drive and blah, blah, blah. And thing. I said, yeah, boom, boom, boom. I remember we got to bus around the boat and I almost hit Arseno. Yeah, come if I was driving behind me.
Oh, okay.
I almost hit. My father, other day, my father still tell me about that. He's sorry that he didn't let me drive him, blah, blah, blah. Anyhow, so I make it
at this time when your chest was tight, it was because you was like thinking about everything at once.
But
where you were thinking like things?
Yeah. It was more just a physical response, how you felt.
No, I mean like, I can't explain this. Like you thinking about it, but you busy with this, you're not even actively thinking about it, it's just in your mind.
No, it was.
Like, you were actively thinking about it?
Yeah, I was thinking about it.
Okay.
I'm having to face back, knowing that I disappear and then having to face back reality or whatever, right?
So the disappointment again.
Right. Well, all right, yeah, that was the trigger. Anyway,
so he was gonna hit.
Yeah. But I make it to the doctor. Office and it was the end thing. Then at that point, I tell my father I will call the girl and tell she here, blah blah blah, blah blah blah. She come. And she blew vest. She wanna know like what the hell like where it disappeared. Like she vexed. She didn't know what's going on yet.
That is so funny to me. Listen,
she came to the doctor and was vexed with you, dog.
Pissing vexed, dog. Like pissing vexed, right?
You know what's very interesting?
Yeah.
You know what's I know. All I know is that it's funny how when signs be wrong with you, the people around you just make it about them because you ain't tell them what going on with you.
But no, she was vexed because they disappeared and they answered because because the whole weekend she was calling.
Right, the reason I don't think that's the same thing, Marcus.
But she don't understand. She don't understand.
But I can get to the point. No, I get what you're saying.
She probably think the man like Brecky for saying.
Oh, I mean I'm not related to the
right. She don't think that exactly.
Okay.
Right. So she vexed.
He daughter's office.
Right. Yeah, that was right. So I was there and she pissed and vexed and cause obviously this period whole weekend she calling me and answering and she crawling. We legit outside the patio and she crawling with me and I just there, you know, like try to breathe or whatever. Anyhow, so I go on in the doctor office.
That's so funny. Somebody calling you while you trying to live. You're trying to
let me live.
So I go on in the doctor office now and doctor talking and boom and I just started crying, like legit just started crying and.
She was still crying?
No, she wasn't into it. It was just me and the daughter. I just started crying
so bad. Like, get her ass up.
Nah, she never anything. But I just started crying and started everything and thing. And then basically daughter was trying to tell me that I'm mentally tired. I mentally exhausted.
The thing that has made me think of episode is not good is not necessarily the topics or that kind of thing, but if there's a lot of like interruptions, cross-talking, certain points that were lost because we didn't let the body speak. Right. So from my podcast, Brandon, think about that. So for me, I went a long time thinking about the fact that, geez, boy, we really didn't let him speak as much as we could have and that kind of thing. And that was the first time I really saw the interrupting thing come up. Sometimes, not all the time, but that was one time that we was like, yeah.
Right. So, I think that made us mindful of it. For sure, that's one of the turning points of the podcast.
We got tossed up for that. Yeah, my mental health advocates too. Like people coming to me and say, "Yo, I like what," and it's always be, "I like what the man doing, right?" But yeah, I don't like how you treat Romar. Right. I say, man, that's my brother though. You know that, right?
Right. Realistically, all of that sort of critique is very valuable.
Yeah, it is. And thanks for that, by the way.
For sure, because it's something that I feel like we don't get often. I find that we get two things: people that compare us to traditional like talk TV or what's not, which I think is incorrect because like we are not. I don't think we should be the state part of the artist tour or whatever, which come across as the case all the time. Like you know, like people see like episodes like Sivers, even Salt, Ras, LR, and they think, well, I am an artist, and they would like a platform
to just
right, which ain't necessarily the foundation of INO.
Right.
So
City Breakfast Club.
Correct. So it takes critique like that so you can see what people think we are,
right?
But also where we can improve.
Exactly.
What is our most controversial episode?
That's
obvious.
It has to be one of the Alexas.
Right. Oh, I'm like, there's nothing else. What you have something else, me?
Rex.
Rex was Twitter controversial.
There's two. Okay, there's two.
Twitter's not real life.
There's two. There's Alexa or there's Rex.
Alexa.
Alexa Strauss-Hoffman, bigger Alexa.
Strauss-Hoffman, yeah.
Nah, Alexa.
Like Amazon, me?
No, Alexa Strauss-Hoffman.
What you know that? But safe.
I mean, she was here twice.
She was here twice.
Yeah, I'm a disgusting person, though.
But bigger Alexa. And again, so Alexa is a trans woman. She would have transitioned. She actually, when she came the first time, she was about to transition, I believe, and then she would have went through the transition period and the second episode. So we had her on twice. Yeah. So
pause. You mean like the physical?
I don't want to get into that. I don't know. I can't remember. I
don't understand what you said. You said she was about to transition when she first came?
Yeah, so when she, remember?
Yeah, you messed up.
When she came, she was a she, so she has transition.
Yeah, she had transition ready, bro.
Yeah, but I mean, still.
Bro, what are you trying to review here?
I'm trying to figure out, me.
Yeah, I think we should move on.
Yeah.
Nah, but I just saying. No. Okay. Anyway,
we cancel for like the 5th time.
But like, okay, so Alexa came on the show. She came on the show and she had a lot to talk about I guess her experience and thing. We didn't have an issue with it, but for me personally, there was a girl that I was talking to that said that she can't look at me the same way simply because I sat down next to a trans woman.
Crazy.
Wow.
That is crazy.
I will also say something that a lot of our listeners don't know is that we lost 2 sponsorship deals because we had a conversation with Alexa. So that was a point in time where I personally had to sit down and think, what comes first? Is it the integrity of what we're doing, or is it the business that comes with it? Exactly. Which one is more important? But yeah, so
that's very interesting.
Yeah, this show is a lot different if we didn't actually like money or something.
If you were actually paying,
I know it was serious, man. This show was real different.
Exactly.
And so we're just spending money on this thing.
We're just spending this thing.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but one thing I must say though, and I will use this opportunity to say it, right? This man right here, right?
Yeah.
Integrity king, dog, as it comes to podcasting and so on. We've had talks about this, about what we can do, and he was like, "My man, listen, the podcast, the brand of it is sacrosanct. We can't cave, dog, right?" And I think that's the beauty of what we do. I mean, there's a lot of things that we probably don't do in the traditional way and whatnot, but I think that's part of the beauty of us, right? I think for the most part, right, people's come and feel comfortable,
All the time.
I just watch a lot of podcasts, a lot of interviews and whatnot, especially local ones, and people, a lot of these people who are not accustomed being in front of the camera, they're struggling in other podcasts. But I feel like we have made it comfortable for people to just come out and say things, maybe things they shouldn't even really say.
Right.
But I think that's, the beauty of us staying on principle, bro, because of you for sure. And just
the vibe and energy we bring.
Just doing what we gotta do.
Yeah.
I mean, if you lose sponsorship, we want sponsorship, but if you lose it because we stay true to what it is we do, then
yeah, and I appreciate that. And there are many times that I just think about what makes the podcast work. But I got one thing that I can't put into words, and it's just the main energy that get people.
It's true.
Because if you think about people coming asking me like how long you had known this body before the episode start, I think it implies that you think that because we talking it's so good that we know it, but we don't know these maybe. So because that just shows how easy it is for people to talk and thing, and that's what we want. When I first thought about what the podcast could be, it came from, for people who don't know, I was previously on Morning Barbados, right? And I also would have been on Hot. And with these big conglomerates and these big organizations that, have communication platforms,
right,
they also have a lot of people, they've got a lot of stakeholders. And the stakeholders do not want certain things to be said, etc., which is totally fine. Honestly, it's totally fine. But in terms of the guest, is the guest really extrapolating certain points and being themselves and really revealing their story the way that they should? Well, the answer was no, and this is what it does. So in the event that we were to then just compromise that for money, then we just the same as all the other big players, So yeah. Yeah. The thing about Rex, I want to go back to Rex a minute, because Rex was a very interesting episode for me. Because Rex came on and Rex spoke about a lot of things that got people upset. But then the next episode, we brought on Ambassador Commission. And if you want to play a drinking game, watch Rex's episode, then watch Ambassador Commission's episode. I drink every time the two of them agree on something. They agreed on many things.
You'll be wasted, bro. That's not a drinking game.
I mean, whether it be the support in terms of the getting empowerment from Black people pulling together resources for the credit union, whether it be they both agreed on what the Indians were doing with, I think, the Sindhi Association, I think he said, whether it be certain things that were going on. The difference between the two of them, though, was Rex had kind of a finger-wagging approach to messaging. When Ambassador Commission was more coming from a place, he kept mentioning this thing called the broken Black consciousness. It came from a place of like empathy. He was saying that the reason why Black people have kind of like a me versus you mentality is because of like, colonialism and us still fighting against that and our identity being broken and thing over time and thing. But it really showed me though that sometimes you really gotta listen to what people saying, not how they say it, but what people saying itself, the substance of what they're saying, to really hear the points, man. So that was a very interesting one for me. So I just wanted to mention that for me. I don't know if you may felt that same
That's
way.
one of the worst episodes.
You feel so?
What?
Which one? Which one?
Oh, okay.
Oh, what you say so?
Granted, I think in the public's eye, like when it comes to like us like being seen or whatever, I think that did a lot for us.
Well, in that sense, but no, we got opportunity to deal with a person who is in office. I think the onus is on us to be getting more out of that. And I feel like, personally, I don't feel like I think we let down, I think we have a little kid gloves on for that.
The thing, I think a lot of that
was earlier too. It was
Yeah,
not really.
No, that was earlier. He wasn't here.
That was in his room.
He was here.
I know
That
it was
was
in room,
during
but when
COVID.
it's just saying earlier.
He was definitely here. Because it's during COVID, because we was social distance.
I want to say though.
He was over here.
He wasn't here.
It was social distance. He
You
was
know,
over
he
here.
was here. No, he didn't know. He didn't.
He wasn't here.
He came here for when COVID started.
He was not for Aisha was here.
Funny, but you came here.
Wait, the camera's on?
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Right. What we do?
The man breathing.
I actually really like the Commercial episode. Okay, so this is where me and Mosi disagree, right?
Okay.
Because the Commercial episode, I the way I see it, I know in advance he's an ambassador and he has to still have. He's
representing.
He's doing his job. He's coming here doing work, right? He's talking to the people, yes, but there is a wall that is up because he has a certain position that he holds, and when he's speaking to the public, he has to give certain answers, political answers, that kind of thing.
Granted. But we got a job to do too.
Right.
I don't feel we did our job.
At least
interesting.
At least I got it.
I mean,
tell me more. Tell me.
Well, for instance, all right. So we know he was a leader of a different political party. We know he was an ardent leader of a political party. Right. And he dealt with he kind of, in my opinion, we just kind of skirted over the coming over to the current regime and so on. I feel like we should have been and you started, man, you let me down. But you started, because Marcus was like, yeah, Marcus can deal with it now. But I felt like we were not, we didn't have to be bullish. But I think we still needed to have had some journalistic integrity in dealing with that. We didn't say, do you think it is a little disingenuous for you to be in this regime? No. You had the grievances that you had before. And he talked about personally, it was, he had come to a time in his life, which I appreciated the candor in that. But at the same time, I felt like we had a responsibility to call out the, being duplicitous in some ways. So for me, I thought that episode, I think we missed the mark a bit.
I feel like, as Marcus said earlier, though, like that was the rebuttal episode to Rex. In my opinion, like I think that we stepped out fairly far from what the quote unquote goal was, because the people wanted him on because of how the episode with Rex went. We spoke about so much stuff. We talked about CARICOM into travel, which got us.
He talked about it,
right? We.
He did,
including him. Anyways, which got us in print,
right?
I don't think I even read it, but I know
I read it. I know.
Of course you do.
It was in somebody paper.
National and regional too.
Oh, yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah. Not only GIS, but it was somewhere else.
Okay.
It was picked up somewhere else. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Right. So that just I feel like, again, for an episode that was like counter Rex, I feel like that do fairly well.
I was happy with it, but I understand your position.
Yeah.
I understand your position. And I like the fact that you have a different position to me or Kofi, or I like that we all have our own way of looking at things, because bringing them together, thing.
It's just lady talk shit episode.
That brings me to another thing that I think was really interesting about how our fans relate to each and every one of our personalities. Like, I have had people come up to me, and he's the most off-camera person. Well, probably you. You're more so.
Yeah,
I get it. I get it. Camera reason. I met up my favorite.
Romar camera just know, man.
Yeah, but people have come up to me and then surprisingly, because it's like they don't see me, just hear me a little bit. But But it's like, yo, I like what you just bring to the podcast and whatnot. And in concert with the other fellas, like, it's just work.
But you know what do a lot of that though?
What's that?
And lives. That this man here.
Solely Marcus.
That this man here. That this man here been fighting me on.
And when it comes to engagement, the boy had a life like we know. Well, Jordan.
Who was a guest, but we had one of my favorite episodes.
If anybody wants to know what happened to your lives, it is me. I will take accountability and ownership for the fact that we don't have it.
Honestly, though, I'm glad we did that because that was a lot of practice into the real for me, though. I ain't gonna lie.
I think, and
it felt like you were mostly people.
Dog.
Before we get back to that, I want to respond to Mose though. I think some people are also asked like why we decided to include Mosi eventually.
Oh shoot!
Yeah. But well, I guess because you weren't there before, so then eventually you were there. So it's kind of like why? But no, not the bad way. No. But truthfully though,
he's the landlord.
Truthfully though, there are some times when Mosi would ask a question because Mosi was outside first, and then he would ask a question during the episode. Whether it be on my phone or control my phone, or it would be something, I don't know how you was talking to me outside. I think we would go break.
Mosi only talk from here. I can remember.
No, I used to talk from
yeah.
I went into it.
Right. So,
but how you used to hear? That's the thing.
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
I mean, we did try to monitor at one point. Yeah, sorry.
Right, but
all right.
I realized that Mosi was adding things that really could add to the chemistry. So we were kind of underutilizing Mosi in another space. So it was a
story of my life.
it was a decision between you being audio engineer or you also adding, right? Are you kind of being like a pseudo of both?
Right.
Because we still want to get your voice in the space, right? And people now gravitate towards Mose to the point where like Mose, at this point, Mose could get his own show easily. They won't be able to come to me,
I was to talk to you after the show. There was some conflicts of interest. But just recently, like last week or week before, a girl, I was at an establishment in the South.
Club and Carnival.
And there was a person who was like waiting on my table. And I was like, just making small talk. She's like, I know who you are.
Jesus Christ! Talk to me nice, man. Talk to my brother nice.
She was like, I watch your podcast. And I'm like, all right. And she was like, I just like the energy that everybody brings to the podcast. It's like everybody has, like, we're characters almost, and we just being ourselves,
Yeah.
Sure. But I think that lends to the quality of what we actually deliver, because people like the difference in opinion. People like that we can actually quarrel with each other.
Yeah.
And then come back to agreeing with each other at certain points,
They had an episode in the guest room with Marcus.
Okay, Mike. Audio engineer.
They had an episode by you in the guest room where you and Kofi went off on a tangent for about, kid you not, for about 30 minutes straight. You remember that?
Yeah, I do.
Remember that? No?
I do.
You remember that?
It was when you bring your friend.
Who's he from? I think it was there.
No.
Who?
I know what you're talking about there.
Okay.
It was how many people was in that episode?
The camera's rolling, as you would say.
But I can't remember when the man arguing, but with the man just arguing long and it get dry go.
Yeah.
I have no memory.
Actually, I think there was a point in time where we pulled back on arguing because sometimes it got out of hand. You know who would also happen with? The biggest we argued about on that.
We talk American politics about half hour.
Yeah.
That was really
Boy.
So, but
what you said is what triggered our thought.
Yeah.
About being able to disagree and then just come back full circle and it showed the dynamics of the relationship.
The one comment I always get about Kofi in particular is people want to be Kofi friend. They can see themselves reasoning with Kofi. I've heard more than one person that said that to me. More than one person said that to me, and like for this whole thing, I was like, okay, so obviously it's signed about Kofi. Like people from different walks of life just say, I can see myself reasoning with he.
Yeah, I want
Me no.
I want to you know. Listen, as much people that come up to me, asking me, you know, like the show, right?
But Marcus? He's a dick boy.
We'll never get this one. What the most common is, he really saw?
Who with Marcus? Not out of a clear concern, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually true. That's actually true. I've actually had the same thing. I think people like to not. I think people like to be disgruntled by things I say.
Yeah, for sure, dog.
So I guess I've gotten accustomed to that. At first, I had an issue with that, but at this point, it's like whatever. And then also there's some people that I don't know if when I got anybody that stopped talking to one because of the podcast or anything that you said or had issues with things you said. Bro. Oh, so it's just me. So it's literally just me, though.
What do you mean, Marcus?
I think people would have had. I guess they start talking about it to me eventually, but
y'all taking this thing real serious.
Yeah, it's not that serious. Like, honestly, like you can just press pause, right? Yeah, you can just like close the window, right? But there were times when
don't though.
Yeah, there's the time though that I think people's positions on things are very intertwined with their identity. Like they identify as an anti this or a pro this. And if you say that you are pro, or even if you question that thing, they ain't gonna like that. And I question everything, so a lot of people don't like me for that, right? But at the same time though, then people just be like, I don't like that whole episode because in the 80th minute when you said, the 80th minute? So obviously I said they are wrestling with how they feel. It's not necessarily that they outright dislike what they're seeing, but they've never heard maybe these things before or heard it questioned that way or saying, which is fine. I guess it's a curve or whatever, but yeah, boy.
But I would say this though. They got some people that ask me, what getting on with he though?
Yeah. That's fine.
You can't be.
I've had more than one woman tell me that you look unapproachable. Like they want to talk to you, but then friends have to talk to you.
I've heard that too. Why? That's so weird. What?
So there's that too, Marcus.
Yeah, I went on a date with a girl at an undisclosed time in history. Right? Oh my gosh. Anyway, I went on a date with a girl on first day, and she was like kind of like shaking. And I was like she was kind of like nervous. And I was like,
Shades of Marcus.
Yo. And I was like, are you good? Like, in here cool, bro? Like nah, me. But yeah, it's a lot of weird interactions you have with people. Because then also people then come up to you. People come up to you because they hear you so much. In their mind, they know you already.
Yeah, exactly.
That bothers me, dog. I know me for the first time, and you think that, like, when they do something that, like, might not necessarily align with what they thought Kofi would do in this scenario, it's like a problem, you know? It's like, how dare you change yourself, but I did not put that image in your head.
Right.
I didn't tell you to form an image of somebody that don't exist.
Right.
I had a situation like that quite recently.
Damn.
There was a person who was engineering at an establishment that they work at. And, you know, he approached me and, so he's like, is the mix right? And I'm like, bro, this is your job. He's like, I don't know. Is everything right here? I was like, bro, what's going on? He's like, I watch your podcast. I'm like, no. You were making me nervous.
That was wild.
That's cool.
That is wild.
Like, it was this kind of like shakiness.
Yeah.
Shout out to that guy, by the way. He's making me nervous. He's just a normal fella, yeah.
I just gotta be quiet. Big all you celebs, man. I just be quiet.
There is no way. Nobody don't know Romar. There is no way, bro.
I don't get none of this.
Nah.
Especially when it's going live, there is no way nobody didn't know you.
I got some questions for you, man, because I also said
the live thing though, by the way. I just pointed out.
What?
I just pointed out you skipped the live thing.
This is on brand.
Yeah.
The live thing is the reason why we don't have any lives anymore.
Operation.
Is that
something that should never
happen. They don't want to. You did not want to. That is your reason.
Wipe it from our history.
The reason why we don't got lives anymore is because I had to look at the investment into lives, not in terms of money, although money is a thing, but in terms of time, and then in terms of the actual show, how much time do we have to do that? Say it was weekly and that kind of thing. Because if we're doing lives, it has to be, we gotta actually do it where people will watch it live, right? That's the best way to be immersed in the experience. So to do that, then that gives us a bit more limitations in terms of the production aspect of it, which is why I said that it's just a bit too much for you to do.
Big brands having lines with 20 people though.
Yeah, but they getting paid though to be there. So it's their job and that is the thing. No, but we also got to be mindful of the fact that you have your own schedule of like 4 different jobs you do.
Yeah, we can't do it now.
Right. You understand me? So I kind of knew that the writing was on the wall for that. So I didn't want us to get to...
I call BS.
Yeah,
I call BS.
I do.
This is what really happened.
Tell me.
This man has a formula. He has something in his mind of what podcasting is supposed to be. The life did not match up to that. So we got the axe.
The axe.
Okay? This is the executive. He said, podcast is this. It can't be nothing.
Them smart, so we? Sorry, listen to you, Mosi.
You show the boss.
I like my show next time.
So, and that's what is, Marcus. Come on, let's be real.
That is one of the things.
The thing.
It is the thing, bro.
No, okay. So all the men got limited time, right?
Yes.
With the limited time that we have, what I want to put it to the live, no. That's one of the reasons too. So if all the men, for example, got 3 hours in a week to do the podcast, or we could do it live, I choose the podcast every day. So that's why you do it.
I can show you something, right?
Right.
I don't think we've seen engagement the way we've seen engagement since.
Facts. We don't get comments no more.
All right, safe.
The last time somebody approached me about the podcast, right? They asked why we don't speak to a drug addict after David episode, dog.
Immediately.
And it had to be this. See, on Sunday, this is like 2 weeks ago, or a week ago.
Safe.
Look, you know, it was there. It's the most recent thing. And they were like, oh, I ain't seen no B.
I definitely take drop with ball there, but we can move on.
All right, I got questions for the men.
Yeah.
We got questions. I just want to reintroduce the men to everybody and that kind of thing. You know what I mean? Sunny questions are wild and thing, but you know how we do it.
This is we style.
Okay, just for Ron. What's the first thing that you look out for in a new environment? So you come into a new space. What's the first thing you look for?
Let me start question so I can revise real quick.
In a new environment, what's the first thing I look for? I guess first thing that popped in my head is some sort of familiarity, some sort of saying that I could adjust to.
Yeah.
Some sort of
something to relate to.
Yeah, some sort of comfort. Subconsciously, consciously.
I got a friend that tell me that when she's going to rooms, she's look for an escape route if something happen. She look for 2 escape
Women
routes.
live different though, man.
Yeah, they do.
Totally different lives.
Yeah, that's not the same thing.
Yeah, so I guess not. Okay.
Well, so that's the first thing I popped in my head.
You sound familiar.
Sound familiar, sound comfortable, sound that scene.
Right.
Like a adapter.
For me, it's the bathroom because
You're a pee boy.
No, I'm not. I wish I was. That's a doodle man. I am a doodle man.
Number 2.
I am a doodle man for sure.
Not
right?
me getting deep going, man.
Shit, dog.
My doodles come like anytime. Anyway, but
I didn't even know that.
Kofi,
Yo.
how is life treating you right now?
Boy? 2022, I've had the most... Nothing has fluctuated like this year. This has been like, in some aspects, the worst year of my life, and in other aspects, by far the best. Like it is all to both. I cannot seem all to both be. I cannot seem to like. It's hard to like adjust. Is the word? Yeah, it's hard to adjust to what's going on. There's so much happening at once.
Same, bro.
I actually feel the same way. I don't know how to put it into words.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm living double life.
I am.
Like at the same
I
time.
cannot believe this.
This
is not what's happening now.
Dog.
This is not the conversation right
Dog,
now.
I just be in meetings and I was like, oh, this happening. This happening. Oh, cool. And then like next time I just be in my bed laying down 8 feet there, dog. Just down.
Say.
Huh? Sometimes.
Kofi. No, Mosi.
Yo.
as an artist manager, musician, etc. Name an artist with no bad songs. Don't say Chian.
Nah.
Nah, she got some shit, dog. That's what it sounds like. It sounds like that's what you were saying. I'm saying it sounds like that is what Mosi was saying the way he said, nah. Clarification, it sounds like that is what Mosi was saying.
So, all right. I can have this. So, yo.
It sounds like that's what Mosi was saying. Chian, you know I love
international or local?
Doesn't matter.
I like how I just do that, by the way.
Man, no,
give me a local. Give me a local artist with no bad songs locally. Edwin? I like that.
I don't got no bad songs to me.
You saying that from nostalgia or from fact?
Probably nostalgia. But
I like that though.
wait, hold on. When even a song that I don't really bump, when you see he in it,
okay,
everything. Aaron is a force, bro.
Yeah.
The general, bigger the general, each and every. For sure. And great, better get yourself too. To be honest.
I guess I gotta ask one to myself. I guess. This Meg got one for me.
What do you man don't do Roswell lives?
Respectfully.
I'm looking for my toys on.
All right. Would you rather club or Netflix and chill?
Oh my God! BuzzFeed asked questions. Answer the club. The club. The club. Oh, not the club. Not club. Yeah. Not club. The club.
Netflix and chill or club? I prefer Netflix and chill.
Sure.
But I feel I'm moving to doing something different though. I feel like at the age now.
Question. Use a movie, man. Right.
Right.
So like when you with a girl or whatever, and like when I'm watching the movie, you just get vets actually asking you questions. I think.
I get vexed when she's asking me questions. I also get vexed when the person is paying attention to the movie. That pisses me off. Like them in their phone, them things that are riveting that happening and thing like the actors doing the dog and yeah. And she this and she phone or she like, I'm hungry. When are you going to eat saying? That pissed me off. Anyway.
How dare she be hungry, bro?
Yeah, B.
No?
Yeah, are they?
Christian Bale on TV.
All right. Room.
Yo. Let me not get deeper.
Yo, that's wild though. If something must kill a man, what's your poison? All right, yeah. Let me not do that one, right?
Okay. You alright?
All right. Let me. Okay, I got another set of questions, right? But regarding the podcast, do you regret anything?
Nah. Like, I love the journey. I love the mangrove. I love to see the mangrove. I just love to look back and see that we was somewhere and we here now.
Mm-hmm.
So nah.
Mm-hmm.
All any mishaps, any whatever, all that was supposed to happen to get me.
Mm-hmm.
So nah.
Coffee. Is there anything about the podcast is there any time in the podcast that you are insecure about what might come out?
Yeah. Several times.
We had a cut.
I feel like I feel like I used to look back and be like, damn, I don't want this way. It's nothing more.
Yeah, that's
I just you gotta move on. Be like, yeah.
You would say what some of the things were or no?
I just said I regret it. I just said that.
There was a time that they
got times that.
Yeah, they had times that I think.
Man, just bring me on here to pull shit out of me.
There had a time that I was kind of hype and I scream at the man and thing, and I didn't like that. But I guess you may not remember that. That was I thought that was what you was talking about that time in by me.
The guest room.
Yeah. We had this big argument and I was like screaming at you, man. Okay.
Nah, I gotta start watching about these. I was like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, but there got some times where honestly, the fatty is be so open on the episode, looking back, like when it actually comes out, there are times I've been very nervous about something that I may have said, or I was insecure to share something, even if it's just an opinion or something that I would have went through. I didn't know how it would be received by people. Because
I think sorry, Romar. Is this like is an hour of your life?
Right.
So like no one knows the R2, but no one knows like the other hundreds of hours we spend like as a person. So you're just taking like that one slice and applying it to a whole person.
Judging
yeah,
person.
and it make it feel away because like that's not the entirety of me. That's just my opinion on this topic currently. Not even like period. That's my opinion currently. Because in 2 weeks time you can learn another something and
exactly. So like I got stuff that I would have said on your life. Some of my personal stories and it's just be like, cha, I get here talking about the girl put a panty tag on my drawer and shit. Remember?
You're saying no though.
I know. But that's just so sometimes when you reflect on some things, just be like,
because they're not so
yeah, for sure.
Mos, do you hate anyone at the moment?
Any person?
Any person generally? No. That's good.
You got hatred for people, man?
Do I hate anybody now?
You can include yourself.
Definitely then.
Want to hate oneself?
No, I don't generally hate myself. I could love myself more though.
I believe that too. I think I could love myself more. I don't think I treat myself properly.
I definitely don't.
That
might be better though.
Yeah.
That might give therapy be.
Yeah. Wow.
Another session, bro?
No, not that group. Sorry, no.
Do you hate yourself, bro?
Nah.
You would say that you treat yourself good? Like
no.
Why are men like this, though?
I'm very hard on myself, though.
Yeah.
You are hard on yourself.
I'm extremely hard on myself.
When you say hard on yourself, in what way?
Like, I don't give myself a break. I don't realize that I'm human. If that makes sense. So like when I guess for a week or something, it's be like, yo, you fucking idiot, stop that.
Right.
That kind of.
I'm sorry for the next follow-up question, but when you say weak, what do you mean when you say weak?
You feel like you're in a weak moment, or you feel like you're who you're supposed to be, or what society expects of you. And this is segueing into men's mental health.
No, we know that. Okay, I just wanted to know because weak for you, and sometimes it could be different for somebody else.
Right.
And that's how I feel too. Sometimes I think I am critical of mistakes that are made and things. Right. When we are just
human.
Yeah, we human.
And then, way rarely too. Roman's actually pointed this out. He didn't do it on purpose, I think. But even like how I talk about things that I know, like I will be doing something that someone is not experienced in or know how to do, and I will explain it as just do this. Because like to me, it is that simple, but without giving myself the credit that I even able to do this, or I have the talent or the knowledge or whatever to do this thing. I never give myself that. If from my opinion is anybody else could do this because I could do it. Which is a shitty way to look at myself.
Me like set up for today.
Fuck off. But yeah, like even simple things like that you don't study is not something everybody born with. Huh?
You're the man, though.
Thanks, but the man can get better though. The man.
Coffee, do you miss anyone from your past?
What's our question? Of course, bro.
You a city body or not?
The people, no.
Oh.
But
Grandma for sure.
Sometimes. No, that's only like it was a bad vibe. My grandma was a little miserable, but I miss you. I'm trying to think of a set. Obviously, my brother. You don't know who I mean. I don't want to go into detail.
Right.
I try to think about somebody that I would like to go into detail with.
I think it's a boy that you just lose that shit.
Yeah.
Kayla ain't gotta be there for it.
Really?
Yeah, I don't hear from Kayla as often as I should. And I always, like the other day, they had a vibe with she. And like, I did feel stink because I don't hear she as often as I should. And then it was like, the last couple of conversations with her were not the brightest. So then I just felt like, yo, as a friend, which is something that I do I think to myself, like, you're not a good friend or whatever. Because you don't talk to people as much as you should. And then you just do back it for 2 weeks and then slip back in the same pattern or whatever. But at the end of the day, like, at this age and doing as much as people like us do, realistically, you do not have that time. As much as you want to have that time to check. I have on my phone every day at 11 o'clock, it says check my friends, and I just try to message for like as quick as possible, as much friends as I could, or at least read a message from them, watch the status, just so I could like, all right, this is like I touching base somehow. Right. That I just want to touch base at 11 o'clock every day. I don't know if people are going to see this now and realize, oh, that makes sense. But yeah, every day 11 o'clock is a physical reminder. My phone go beep beep beep, and then I'll go up on my keyboard and I just talk to as much people as I can. For at least 10 minutes, though. At least 10 minutes.
That's 11:11.
What's on me, man?
It wasn't. It wasn't. It will be no. Ain't gonna be somebody you know.
Everybody on your phone is gonna be like, oh, this is what it is. Yeah.
I am very sorry. That is what it is, B. That is what it is. Even if it is a TikTok that I share on my status that relatable, a TikTok that ain't got shit to do with Kofi. But this, I think everybody will find this funny. And I just share it, though, just so someone can replay to it, so I can touch base with that person, though. It's ridiculous. But I think
I respect it, though.
I think that's needed, though. I am not. I am very sorry. I am not thinking about everybody all the time.
All right, bro.
I am not.
Imagine getting trained 11 o'clock pile.
11 o'clock done.
Dog, when I don't know of you.
Yo, that is hilarious, bro.
Real, though, check my friends. 11 o'clock every single day.
Moz.
It's better than doing nothing.
Right. I got you.
Let me see the last message.
Oh, gosh. Moz, other than partners that you've been with, have you ever made someone cry?
Several times.
You would say out like, wait, what's?
I've been told I have a very harsh way of speaking to people. So sometimes I cannot say things the right way. And I'm a person who just brood a lot and then explode.
Me too.
Working on it.
Yeah. I'm working on it too. I'm working on it too.
Tough. But yeah, I've said some things to people that really, really hurt them. And damage relationships, I'm sure, for life.
So have you, how did you reconcile, or did you ever try to?
Yes, immediately. Because for me, as much as I am a person that can brood and hold on and just explode, I also immediately know when I'm wrong. But you can't pull back words, you know? There's a friend of mine, actually just left, but there's a friend of mine who said, I don't speak when I'm angry, because you can't recall them words.
Right. Yeah. I had that same conversation.
You can't recall them words,
There's one thing about the podcast that I think that I really got a better relationship with, and that is with words. What words can do and how words can be interpreted. So I also have developed a certain level of communication skills just because we have to in order to be able to entertain and use communication as a tool, that kind of thing. Talking to some people, like, they don't understand that, like, you have sometimes, especially when they saying that you gotta say it, that's heavy.
Right.
You have to be surgical with the words you choose. Exactly. Because if you say it once, right, that could be 20 years that boy thinking about that.
It's true.
Don't even if you say you apologize, the fact that they're out there and the way you said it, that the time that I tell somebody something real bad.
Whoa! Immediately. Whoa! Names you demons.
I tell somebody something.
Actually, before you do that, one of those people was you, by the way. That I felt like I didn't say the right thing to you. Anyway, we'll talk about that later.
But we can talk about it now, though. I don't mind. No, tell me.
Right. Mark is like, contact it.
No.
Right, so I never.
You want giddy?
I never apologized for this. So I can use this opportunity now because it's something that I think about at least.
I'll put them
twice a month.
And you could just recap so people know what you're talking about.
Exactly. Okay, so it actually happened around the lives, right? I was upset that Marcus wasn't taking the lives as seriously as I would have wanted, right? And he was coming in late and just showing a lot of, like, disinterest, and thing. And there was this particular time that everybody was late or something, but he was late in particular, and I went off, bro. Like, I curse, you stink, dog. And in the moment, I felt justified in it because I was hurt, but it wasn't the right way to deal with it. And I feel bad about that. I feel bad that often. Because at the end of the day, it's more than a podcast for us. I think that's what's different about us is really, we actually are friends. We actually are brothers,
This ain't fabricated.
Yeah, and I felt badly and ashamed that a podcast could make me act like that, So sorry, bro.
I appreciate that.
You know what he mean?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
that was
it was vile.
To even add,
We were
add,
there.
He was there.
if we were there, Omar, probably.
That wasn't so good.
when after that happened, I did think about that a lot. I did not think about the fact that you were upset because I did actually believe you were justified in you being upset. I actually did. Genuinely, I thought that all the men should have been upset with me.
Right.
But the fact that I was late and
Not taking it serious or whatever.
yeah, all them sort of things, right? But I did not like how you spoke to me that day. And the fact that it was more the fact that you never came back to me and spoke to me about it. That weighed on me. It did weigh on me.
But whoa. Okay. All right. Let me deal with this moment. But I have thought about it a lot.
Mhm.
I have thought about it a lot. It's sad. It's only now that I can think, but I just struggle with feeling disrespected, you know? Like, so it was more about how I felt about how you respected me. And it might not bring it up after. It was me trying to hold on to the fact that at least I got this on record.
Right.
You know? Which is not good. But, yeah.
What you would say though, I do. First of all, apology accepted though. For sure. Yeah. And the fact that you can say that even now, that shows a lot of strength, and I really appreciate that. I do, and that's very admirable.
Right.
And I am guilty of the same thing that you would have done.
Hi. Hi. How are you?
No, let's hear about this.
I know that.
I know all this drama.
It's not, but I cannot speak about it unless Rom minds, because I didn't want to bring it up again since we spoke about it.
No, we good.
Oh, okay.
We good.
And thing cool too.
Well, yeah.
I want to say who else was involved.
Yeah.
But there was a point in time when right, I was trying to arrange in terms of just getting like the editing material, because I would do like the editing for the podcast, right? I just wanted like the audio saying that Rome is responsible for doing the editing and stuff. And although Rome was busy, he still told me he was able to do things within a certain time. So I was just going by, well then, by this deadline, I would expect that you have said that you'll be able to do it by. I would expect it. That happened about 3 times, right? Rome called me about a separate project, right? But before that though, I was saying, how come you keep doing this to me that he not communicating with me properly, bro? And I started to do exactly what you did, Mos. I started to brood, and I was just like, why he disrespecting me to a point where he can't just tell me the truth?
Right.
Why he can't tell me that he ain't available from this time to this time?
Right.
Why he keep like tagging me, to like stringing me along? But yes, can still communicate about the projects that he does care about. So you don't care about the project that we're doing, eh? Right. So that's what I was feeling, all these things I was feeling, blah, blah, blah. And then Rome called me and I offload and I behave in a way that I never behave around the man with, you understand? Only, you know.
Girlfriend treatment.
Yeah. I thought so long if I should say it like that, right? But literally only my girls eyes get like hype with or whatever like that, right? So I
was so confused. Yeah. I was so confused. Like, it was so confused. I was like, what?
I offload me.
But you know, what you might not know, he's supposed to be first, you know.
Yeah. You know what's funny? You know what's funny? That's the same day before you had called me, which was like it's coincidental, right? The same day I spoke to Mos and I said, Mos, I feel like sign boiling, Mos. I feel like sign boiling, right?
Pause.
Say exactly what you said to me, Mos.
Dog. Be firm.
Settle down.
Don't freak out.
Right. I remember that. So right. So then you call me.
Ed call you to schedule.
Yeah. It's a schedule for the other project. I was firm. I freaked the fuck out, dog. I freaked out.
I was so confused. What happened to?
I said, this be friend.
Not only that, but it was like the time and place,
right.
The involvement of the other,
and
the involvement of the other person that had nothing to do.
Right.
Okay. I was like, yo, what's going on here?
Yeah.
You know,
right? But I apologize to you already about that, I mean, but I felt very bad about that immediately afterwards. Same thing as Mos, right? So I definitely resonate with what you said about thing. But I guess as men, and you know, we's all passionate men, and that's why we do this thing. We got passion, right? That's why we do so many things.
Right
So
to the point too earlier about the entire journey and all that happened during the journey, all the disagreements, all the whatever feelings and things. Like I appreciate all of it in terms of like that's the growth to see past that, to get past them things. That's the growth because you know you internalize.
Yep.
You feel how you feel.
Yep.
You come and apologize today. He internalize. He feel how he feel. Apologize. All that's growth in a man. All that's growth in not just a man, but all that's growth. If you can't do that,
right?
Say wrong.
Yep.
there's separately, we don't have to talk about this because we know why it would not happen currently.
Right.
But there has to be a mental health talk about men specifically mental health for men's mental health, specifically that.
Right. With one person.
Yeah.
Because they got certain things that I guess we gotta be open about. But I really appreciate Mo's opening up about that. And I also appreciate I'm happy that you accepted my apology for doing that and treating me like that. Carl D, that was heavy. Okay, and we can wrap up soon, honestly.
Okay, cool.
And we could just do one more round of these things here. And I'm looking at one. Okay, this is a good one.
Okay.
This is cool.
This is a good one. I guess we can end with this. For all treaty men. All treaty men, including me. I'll ask last.
4 no.
All 40 men. four not three. Right? We started in 2017. There's no 2022.
Right.
Are you happy with the person that you've become?
Ooh,
And we can start with Ron.
please.
Because we would have all had development outside the podcast, and also the podcast would have developed us in some ways.
Yeah.
We can start with Ron.
That's a tall glass, everybody.
I'm happy with who I've become today. I want to say, because I know my journey. I know where it used to be. All right? As often said, I love the balance. There's in general too. But, you know, being in this space and being around the man, just feed into it too. But as often say, I love the balance of my home life and honestly, going to school at Comrie. If I went to school at
Another school,
right? Let me call it. If I went to another school, right? Yeah, you know they hit me already. I'd be a different person. I would not be here saying no. Right. Obviously, for obvious reasons, I wouldn't have met any man, whatever. But there's also a balance that I have in terms of quote unquote my block life versus being around a man. You know what I mean? I could go anywhere and say, I relate to anybody.
Versatile.
Right? So in that journey and where the man kind of steer me, just being around the man, you know, not saying that my homies, Scotty, is the roughest thing in the world, right?
I'm actually very hurt by homies. It didn't mean us. I am hurt. Dude.
Homies as in the man.
Yeah.
Right. But in that regard of that balance and what the man is give to me versus thing is probably some of what got me confused in life too, to be honest. But we ain't going there, no. But that is something that I really appreciate about the peeps, the men, and what I grew up knowing.
Okay.
So yeah.
Yeah. That's
Coffee?
When it comes to my professional life, for sure, like recently it's been very, 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 very thrilling, for lack of a better word. But like little things like be like I work at a live streaming company now. Like that's one of my jobs. And before I got that job, one of the things I put on my CV was I did the Lives for INO podcast, and I got me a job that introduced me to the person I have this job with now. And the thing that's insane. That Instagram Live, I do a good job. With the equipment, I have to do a good job. Instagram Live led to something that I do professionally, and then like my main source of income is like I work with YouTube. Dog, that is stupid. It's very silly to think about that. I'm gonna remember for a comment and always been blast on YouTube in like 2009, dog. And then like that's my
YouTube.
Right, and that's my job now, but that's is very, very silly. But then like I still aware that in other aspects of life, I still growing. I have acknowledged the process and the progress that I've made, but anywhere I want to be yet in some aspects. But I can do. I can get there.
Okay. Mose?
I'm happy with the person I am today. Yes or no? Similarly to Kofi, I mean, Kofi hit the nail on the head, bro. This year has been so polar, bro.
Bruv.
Like, everything that could happen that was bad happened. Everything that could happen that was good happened for me. Overall, I would like to say that I am contented. I am not happy, but I am not displeased. I've had moments where I was absolutely like not thinking it was worthy of anything. You know, I've had moments. You know?
Yo, yeah. I was looking at you though. That's crazy.
But this is the wildest thing y'all say all the time. Bro, let me get one in life. YouTube, bro. But I think that I'm growing, you know, and similar to Rome, I think a lot of it has to do with the platforms that have been given to really serve. For me, most of my life is just about service. Like, that's how I value, you know, myself and on my ability to serve and be ability to add value. And this, I think, has added to my life, you know, to be able to have this space and to be with people that I appreciate, you know, people that I could quarrel with and agree back with and have a drink with and whatnot, and just feel like a place of belonging, which is something that I know I have struggled with throughout my life. So I think the podcast really adds to that, to the quality of my life, to be able to think about things I never even think about, meet people that I've never thought about, and I think that adds to the quality of the man that I am today.
It's true.
I can
interactions.
listen to anybody's story, right? They got a certain man that called me out in a moment dealing with a person who was absolutely strange that we were interviewing at the time. It felt thing, and to this day, I'm grateful for it, because now I can better relate to people. You know, I can get out of my head sometimes and just be empathetic, you know? So I contented, bro.
That's
great.
great.
Got things I want to do, things that I am doing career-wise. It's been amazing. But personally, I've gone through something. But I on the journey, I on the path.
Yeah,
perfect, man.
Marcus.
Dick is fine. Whatever.
That's a clip right there.
Dick is fine. Whatever. And that's just one clip. I might sometimes, no, I am not happy with the person I've become. But the thing that gets me out of feeling that is when I think about what we accomplished with this. That is my happy place. When I think about the highs of the podcast, the growth of the podcast, the fact that we've consistently done this, even if we had breaks throughout the last 5 years, a lot of things happen in life, happen to me personally that, you know, have really affected me deeply. You know, I'm going through things right now, you know, and this is that one thing that, you know, sometimes I look at it and I say, like, this thing that started on my patio with a friend from school who now has developed into 4 of us from Calmere. We've ended up in the nation, Barbados Today, regional news, and thing that once we were doing this in front of a bed that was next to us, you understand what I mean? For this to happen, and then for us to build somewhat a community, people that teach us, that not only the guests, but also the listeners who are wise beyond their years, that's been messaging and telling me all kinds of things, sending me paragraphs and things. And knowing that every person that comes on this show, I feel like some of our best stories have come from people that you just would not have expected have these stories that they have. So now every time I look at people, I look at everybody's a walking book to me. Everyone I see is a walking book. And if I just had to sit down with them and flip through the pages long enough, I would find some of the greatest gems ever. No matter how old they are, no matter socioeconomic status, what they've been through, there is something that the person that you see in the supermarket next to you, there's something that they could teach you that they are very wise about. And knowing that the podcast has brought that to people, the times I'm very, very down and depressed and stuff, I do think about that. And I think about the fact that we've developed this. And I thank everybody, all the supporters, for being there, you know. I also thank the sponsors for being there. And thanks. I know that this is a point in time where honestly tears might flow, all kind of things. So I would
feel a little misty.
Yeah, I feel a bit misty and stuff. You know? Yeah.
Bad man don't pray.
But yeah, so
that is the societal pressures on mental health.
Bro, why you transitioning into next week? You might have recorded, no?
Yeah. But again, thanks everybody for listening, supporting, doing, sharing, talking about it, messaging us, telling us where we were wrong, where we were right, all them things. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure.
And all the guests, amazing guests that would share with us and everything.
So much.
Yeah.
Also got a big up to some of those one-off locations that we would have jumped to.
Yeah, for sure. We got got camera machine, Tamara Marshall,
for sure. Jim
Big up
from Tone.
Maurice.
Yeah, big up Maurice for sure.
Big up DJ Simmons.
Big up Going On for sure.
Big up Going On. Forever.
Bubbles.
Bubbles for sure.
Big up Marcus' mother all the time.
Big up my mother for allowing us to record in her house.
Big up Gabby for doing her work.
Big up Shark Gabby.
Christopher.
The one that came to Tone. I think she only did one episode. Can't remember what she did.
Cash.
She had dreads.
Cash.
Yeah.
Who?
I know Cash.
She
The girl
had
Kashira.
Oh yeah. Tashira, big up Tashira.
Jam, for sure.
Jasmine.
I want to do a special big up to somebody who came on the show. We did not know the person at all. They ended up being one of our most popular episodes. The person has never been on camera ever until he came here. And he is now one of our greatest friends. Big up Josh Rogers.
Big up Josh, bro.
Yo.
Big up Josh Rogers. He came, he did something that I'm trying to wrap up, right? But at the same time, right? I just want to mention, Josh came on the show, never been on camera before, to speak about one of the heaviest topics, which is race, especially in Barbados. And many people have been drawn to just the way that he articulates himself and the way he expresses himself and his experience. Big up Josh all the time.
Yeah.
Josh is part of our team.
Josh is literally part of the team.
Josh is literally part of the team. He is. Yeah. Big up Nyasha, big up Shanna, also part of the team. And I think that's it for now. But thank you for watching, and I want you to watch all the new episodes. Go revisit some old ones and send me messages about them and let me know what you think.
But I acknowledge that we have grown. That's not necessarily our opinion anymore.
Oh my gosh. That's so true. With that being said, till next time, people. Another 5 more years. Right, guys?
Yeah.
Right.
That's 36.
I know today and to the next 5 years.
What are you saying, me?
I was gonna say I know and beyond, but I don't know if that makes sense.
I know and beyond. I like it. Say
I know and beyond?
Yeah, I like it. Say it no.
I know and beyond. I know podcast. We out.
We out.
Do it, Rom. Do it.
It was supposed to be simultaneous.
Yeah.
On 3, 2, 1. 3,
Yeah.
2, 1.
Wait, feel like you man doing the last episode. Last episode of Friends.
Yeah, it really does. It really does. And then we never did episode ever.
I know podcast.
We out.